Okay, what's going on, everybody? It is Sunday, February 18th, 2018. I do not know what time it is, though. It's like closer to 2 p.m. right now. I have to get ready to go to sleep for work or whatnot. I have to work at 9 at night. It's about 2 o'clock, so I have to get ready to go to sleep. But, so basically, like, the last video I was making when I was outside of Waffle House, I had just started talking about how to isolate the stocks, like, how I would go about actually finding stocks to invest in. Like, how do I go about it? Like, how do I go from having no stocks to invest in to having a list full of stocks and be watching them, and to watch them consecutively for months and weeks and days, and taking pictures and snapshots of them. And it's really just like finding a watch list, building a watch list, and creating a watch list, having a watch list, watching your watch list every day, every week, every month, and in between that time of a few weeks to a few months, you'll know if it's like really going up and what it's looking like, and you have been watching it every day, every week, so you know, oh, it was at 45 cents when I first saw it, then it moved up to 50, then went up to 75 cents, then it dropped down to 60. Now it's been fluctuating between 65 and 70 cents. You know what I'm saying? Like, you start to be able to just pay attention to it. So it's really all about the watch list. You need a list of stocks to be watching. Now, how do you find the stocks to watch? How do you isolate the preferred stocks onto your watch list? First thing I mentioned was you want to look towards the future. Think 30 years ahead. We are like the 90s babies, the 80s and the 90s babies. We were the ones, born in the computer age, the digital age. Everything was going digital around us. Everything was already computers. Everything had already went computerized, but now it was going digital, So think 30 years later. Now the 90s babies, 80s babies are 30 years old now. The 80s babies and the 90s babies are 30-year-olds now. So it's about time for that next technological paradigm shift. Type in paradigm shift on Google, PARADIGM shift, and like look at a list of the different technological paradigm shifts that this world has gone through in the last 50 years or whatever, and just kind of put your mind on that level of thinking towards the future as to what will become. It's not always about like what is right now. It's like what will become. What is right now is a sign. It's a hint of things to come. So we were born in the 90s with computers all around us. Now we're in our 30s, and currency itself, money itself, is going digital, and crypto, and cyber, and and that's connected to cybersecurity. Because now when you have all this money online, all these people having all these assets online, having all these crypto currencies on these crypto exchanges or whatever, a lot of people are not going to want to lose their money and stuff. They're going to be afraid of somebody's going to hack it and steal it. So now, boom, that's a rise in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity's been rising since 9/11. You know what I'm saying? We live in the terror. What's it called? What's that called? The terror state. Yeah, we live in a terror state now. So cybersecurity is big, and that's even if you don't believe in a war on terror, you can still profit from the cybersecurity aspect of it. And then not even have to do with terrorists, but just like when people be hacking into Equifax and stuff like that and stealing people's financial information. So when cryptocurrency really pops off, cybersecurity is going to have to pop off with it. And then what's related to cybersecurity and cryptocurrency? Biometrics, because now you're using biometric technologies to prove who you are with your debit cards. And one of the biometrics company I was looking at, NXT has the NXT Fly card, and that's like a debit card that's not connected to any bank account, but it is connected to all of your credit cards and debit cards and all your financial accounts, but it's not connected to the actual bank account. It's just connected to the cards. And you can choose what card you want to make that transaction off of. What account you want to deduct the transaction off of when you're using the Fly card. And I saw it in person. The Uber driver I was talking about, the magical Uber driver, man, it showed me everything. He had a freaking card, man. It was a debit card, a black debit card. He put his thumb on the chip. There was a chip on the debit card. He put his thumb on the gold chip on the debit card, and the whole card lit up green. And I was like, whoa, what's going on here? Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the future right there. NXT ID. That was biometrics. So when he first showed me that, it was like December 4th. I remember I wrote everything down. It was December 4th. It cost $1.27 a share for the NST ID. Then 2 weeks later, boom, it was $1.60 a share. Then 2 weeks later, boom, it was like $5 a share. And I was like, bro, what is going on? No, I'm about to lose it. I didn't even get a chance. I was making no money up there. I had just went up there and I was just making a little bit. And then by that time, it was about to be over. So that joint was crazy. What we got here? We got 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I got 2 minutes left. 5 minutes left. What else? So you want to look for the future. Biometrics, cybersecurity, asset security, assets management, cryptocurrency. Take your cash, liquidate your cash, your paychecks into Coinbase, buy Ethereum out of Coinbase, get a GDAX account, transfer the Ethereum from the Coinbase to the GDAX account as Ethereum, transfer the Ethereum from the GDAX account to the HitBTC exchange or the Binance exchange, and you use that Ethereum to conduct trades and buy the smaller alternative coins, all the ones under $1. Just stock up on the ones under $1. Because once you get to the point where you are, stocking up thousands at a time at a very high profit margin, meaning low price, because it's all about the profit margins. It's all about buying low, selling high. If you're waiting until like a regular stock has reached like $10, $20, $30, you know what I'm saying, it's almost too late. You know what I'm saying? Anything over like $10 is almost like too late, because a penny stock is categorized as or classified as any stock under $5. So once the stock hits $10, it's like double a penny stock. It's not a penny stock at all. It's double away. It's times 2. It's 2 penny stocks. What else? It's all about the profit margins. You want to buy low, sell high. So when you're looking at a stock on your watch list and it's going down, that's good because it's on your watch list. Like, it's not on your pick list. You didn't pick it yet, but you're watching it. So if it's going down, that's exactly what you want, because that's a discount clearance. People get too afraid of the stock market. Like, it causes too much fear. It's all about knowing where to look, like knowing where the money's coming from. And I'm just trying to tell you where the money's coming from. Look at the market capitalization of the industry. First, you have to isolate a particular industry, a specific industry. You have to pick an industry, whether it's crypto or it's biometrics, cybersecurity assets, security assets management, pharmaceuticals, healthcare management, whatever, agriculture, whatever. Pick an industry. Then look at the industry's market cap. Market cap stands for market capitalization. Market capitalization basically means, like on the street term, if there are 10 dope boys in the neighborhood, what percentage does each dope boy have of the market? That's simple. At best, you will hope every dope boy had 10% of the market, so it would be fair, but it's most likely not like that, because some people be skimping, some people be like selling spice, some people be selling grass, some people be selling ass, some people, you know what I'm saying, like, you never know what you get. So the market cap it's not always going to be evenly spread out, because some people be tripping, the market be tripping, some people in the market be bugging. So, but that's the easiest way to explain what market cap is. What percentage of the market does each dope boy have? Right? So boom, just to break it down on street level, so it's easier to get it, or whatever, it's funnier to get it. What else? Market cap. So you're going to type in the complete industry in the market cap, so you can figure out how much the industry is worth. That's what the market cap is going to tell you. How much is the industry pulling in? How much money is the industry pulling in? And then after you see that, the market cap will tell you predictions of how much money is supposed to be hitting that industry within the next 5 to 10 years, and then boom, now you know. Like, I remember for cybersecurity, it said right now it's worth like $130 billion, or it's worth $100 billion, and then by 2022, it's going to be worth like an extra $130 billion or something. It's going to go up from like $100 billion to like $300 billion or $230 billion, something like that. It's supposed to be like an extra $100 to extra $150 billion going into the cybersecurity alone, and then you just figure out an industry, particularly, a future technology type industry, and find out what the market cap is right now, and find out what the market cap is supposed to be in the next 10 years, and subtract those two numbers. That's going to let you know about how much money is supposed to fall into that industry in that time period. And then you have to start the isolation process of the specific stocks within that industry. When you do find a stock or whatever, I'm about to make another video and pick it up from that point, but when you do find a stock, when you do isolate one stock, what you do is you want to play both sides. What's better than investing in McDonald's stock? investing in McDonald's stock and Burger King stock. You know what I'm saying? What's better than opening a McDonald's on the block? Opening a McDonald's and a Burger King and a Wendy's and a Chick-fil-A and a Waffle House on the block. Like, you should own every restaurant on the block. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? Like why not own every restaurant on the block? Like, give these people a choice. Like, all they want is options. That's what they pay for option and convenience. So who cares if you own every restaurant on the block and every restaurant is totally different? You know? Caught me. But yeah, yeah, man. Like, what's better than owning, you know, the McDonald's on the block? Owning the McDonald's on the block and the Chick-fil-A and the Wendy's and the Burger King and the Hardee's and the Arby's and the Popeyes and the Bojangles and the Crystals and the White Castle, and it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, you know, I'm gonna do my best to give my thoughts on it to you in this format, so you can maybe see it a little easier. Like, it's not as scary as it seems. I promise you, working a job for 80 years for somebody else is a lot scarier than anything I'll be talking about, people. I promise you.